Good evening again. This is Reverend Coral Eller, and I'm going to be speaking from Luke chapter 24, starting with the 13th verse. But first, I want you to hear a song. This lady has been going for quite a while, but I do have her music. The Aller United Methodist Church, and this is the song's from 2011. Janave and Kenny, and all you people down there, you remember her, and you remember this song.
For me, for you, and for everyone in this world.
He sure did.
He didn't have to do that.
No, he could have called a legion of angels and stopped him right
He
over.
did that because he loves us all.
He did. God bless you. Okay.
This lady was so sincere. She was with us a good while before she passed on. It's too bad, but she is with the Lord now, I believe that. And she's probably singing in heaven with him. We're reading from this for just a little bit. On the road to Emmaus. On the same day, two of them were going to the village called Emmaus. I got that pronunciation wrong. About 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. As they talked and discussed these things with each other, Jesus himself came up and walked along with them, but they were kept from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" They stood there, their faces downcast. One of them, named Cephas, I believe, asked him, "Are you the only one visiting Jerusalem who does not know the thing that has happened here in these days? What things? He asked. And Jesus of Nazareth, about Jesus of Nazareth, they replied, he was a prophet, powerful in word and deed before God and all the people. The chief priests and the rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death. And they crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel. And what is more, it is the third day since all this took place. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to the tomb early this morning, but didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Then some of our companions went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but they did not see Jesus. He said to them, how foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and then enter into his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself. As they approached the village to which they were going, Jesus continued on as if he were going farther. But they urged him strongly, stay with us, for it is evening, the day is almost over. So he went and stayed with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread and gave thanks, broke it and began to give it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. They asked each other, were not our hearts burning within us while he was talking with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us? They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, it is truly the Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon. Then they too told what had happened on the way and how Jesus was recognized by them when he broke the bread. All these things had to take place for the change of salvation to work. He had to die for us. He had to die for all the sins. He was on that cross quite a while. As he was on that cross and died and dead, and even God himself could not look at him because he could not look at sin. Now, like I told you before, there was two others on the cross beside him, but one of them, he told, you'll be in paradise with me tonight. And the other one, well, he didn't make it. He didn't appreciate the Lord. He didn't care. He was not a believer. But Jesus lives in my heart, and I hope he lives in yours. You know, he always gives us a chance to accept him or reject him. Today is Easter Sunday in the evening, about 5:45 and it's been a beautiful day. We, like you, have been stuck basically on our own houses because of this epidemic or plague or whatever it is, but I believe that God has put us all in a place where now we can be together with each other. We can pray with each other. We can talk to each other. We become closer than we ever been before. I also believe that He's given us a chance to get closer to Him. I think in these days, in these last days in which they are, He's going to come back. He's going to come back soon. No man knows the day or time when He is. But He did tell us He'll be back on the third day. What is the third day? Well, one day's 1,000 years. 2 days, 2,000 years. And we're on the third day, which is the third 1,000 years. We are living in a church age, which this will happen. I don't know when. You can look around you, there's many, many problems. Brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, families against families. The love has just dwindled away. You know, we need to forgive. I know we can't forget, but we can forgive. And we can get our life back together and become friends with whoever we had the problems with. We don't have to forget, because we can't. We're human. But God is the only one who can wipe them sins away. He's the only one that can do the things such as that. Yes, we are living in the last days. We know that He loved us so much that He died on the cross. We know that it was not the nails that held Him there, and it was not anything else holding Him there but love. He could have got off there. He knew from the beginning what was going to happen, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. And in the last few minutes, when He was praying at Gethsemane, He did not want this to happen to Him. But He did what the will of the Father wanted Him to do. He knew what He had to do, and He did it. And if you are laying there sick, hurting, why don't you just ask Him into your heart? He'll come into your heart with His hands and arms wide open and accept you. No matter what you've ever done, you can be forgiven for it. Sounds so easy, doesn't it? But is it? Just go ahead and ask Him into your heart. Believe in Him. And all these things will take place. And you will be with Him in glory someday. I don't know when. Bow your head. Lord, we thank You today for the sermon that my wife had found for me. And I know that it has a lot to do with what's happening right now. And Lord, I pray that You will touch somebody's heart in all this and bring them close to You. In Jesus' holy name, I pray. Amen.